It's like we're living in a paradox. We're in the promotional products world where everything's about being cutting edge, the newest thing.
Right.
But then there's sales training, right? Feels like it's stuck in the dark ages.
Totally.
Like we're clinging to these outdated methods. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
Like we haven't quite hit that delete button on the old fax machine in the back office.
It's funny you say that because what's got me excited about this podcast coach thing is that it actually gets the way people want to learn these days.
Yes.
You're busy, you got a million things thrown at you.
1,000,001.
Exactly. And who's got the time for like these day-long seminars or whatever?
Seriously, who has the time? This is not the 90s. And that's exactly where this podcast coach thing comes in, right? We've been digging into their whole product announcement, and honestly...
Yeah, tell me more.
It's not just like your average webinar series dressed up in a shiny new package. This is different.
Yeah.
It's like personalized coaching whenever you need it, delivered straight to you.
I love that.
Think like a sales guru riding shotgun with you on your commute.
It's brilliant because it plays into something I don't think we talk enough about.
What's that?
How our brains are literally wired for audio.
Oh, interesting.
There's a reason we still remember song lyrics from when we were kids.
Totally. Or like stories around a campfire. It sticks with you.
Exactly. The human voice, there's just something about it. It just like makes things stick.
I'm with you.
It just makes it more impactful, more memorable.
For sure. I know I've definitely had those aha moments while listening to a podcast. But, okay, let's get down to brass tacks here. What's this personalized media player they keep mentioning? What's that actually look like for someone using this thing?
So imagine this, right? It's like your favorite streaming service. But instead of music or movies, it's got all these like bite-sized coaching sessions.
Okay.
But here's the kicker. They're tailored for you.
No way.
Yeah, it's all about giving you the right stuff at the right time based on like what your role is, what you're trying to achieve.
Interesting.
Even like what sales challenges you're facing right now at this very moment.
So no more wasting time with irrelevant stuff, right?
Exactly. That's the beauty of it.
I can get on board with that. But let's get down to like the nitty-gritty. Yeah. They talk a big game about how traditional sales training is failing us in the promotional products world.
Mm-hmm.
What are some of the specific things they're addressing?
Well, think about it, right? I mean, we're dealing with a market that's constantly changing, clients that are super demanding.
Always.
And there's always like new product lines dropping, new trends popping up.
Oh, tell me about it.
You need to be on top of it all, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
And the old way of doing training, it's just too slow, too general.
It's like, who has time for a day-long seminar when you're trying to close deals?
Exactly. No one.
You're trying to make things happen.
Speaking of which, I remember this one time I was trying to wrap my head around, mention a relevant industry trend, right before this huge client pitch.
Oh, man.
Talk about stress.
The worst.
I was up all night. But that's exactly what this podcast coach thing is trying to prevent, right? It's about giving salespeople the knowledge they need right when they need it.
Love it. Okay, I'm starting to see the appeal here, but I gotta ask.
Yeah.
How does this go beyond just passively listening? Because their announcement, it says you can actually interact with a coach.
Yeah.
Ask questions, get feedback, all that.
Yeah.
That's next level.
And that's the key right there. You said it, active engagement. It makes all the difference.
For sure.
It's not just about like getting some generic tips, you know?
Right.
This platform, it lets you get specific.
Okay.
Ask about your deals, your challenges, like even how you're communicating.
Interesting.
And you get tailored answers from a real coach, all audio.
Okay, so let's say like I'm in the middle of a negotiation hitting a wall. Can I get advice right then and there?
That's what it sounds like from what they're saying. They're really pushing this idea of like practical guidance that you can use immediately.
I like it.
The announcement, they even give these examples, like dealing with pricing objections,
Oh, yeah.
crafting pitches that are really persuasive,
Yeah.
even navigating those tricky client conversations. You know the ones.
Oh, I know them well.
And they keep using this phrase, real-time feedback, which makes me think
Yeah.
this is a whole new level of personalized, haven't seen that before in sales training.
So it's like having a sales coach in your back pocket ready to jump in whenever you need them.
Exactly.
That's a game changer. But, okay, I gotta ask, what about bigger companies?
Yeah, good question.
Hundreds of sales reps. How does this personalized thing work at that scale? Doesn't it get lost?
That's where it gets really interesting. This isn't just for solopreneurs or small teams, this podcast coach thing.
Right.
It's designed to grow with you.
Okay.
In their announcement, they actually talk about this case study.
Oh, interesting.
Promotional products company, get this, 700 sales reps.
700. That's a lot of playlists. How do they even manage that without losing that personal touch?
So they've figured out this system,
Yeah.
right? It's like a mix of central stuff that everyone gets.
Makes sense.
Think product training, brand messaging, company values, all the essentials.
Got it.
But here's the cool part. On top of that, they layer in recommendations and coaching that's personalized
Oh, okay.
based on like your role, your experience, even your sales numbers.
So someone struggling to close, they'd get different coaching than a top performer trying to break into a new market.
Exactly. It's about recognizing that everyone's different.
Right.
Different strengths, weaknesses. The podcast coach lets companies tailor the support,
That's really smart.
help each person be their best. And the best part, it's all tracked.
Oh, really?
Yeah, companies can see how each rep is doing, spot areas for improvement,
Wow.
even track the impact on their bottom line, the whole shebang.
Okay. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. But let's talk results, right?
For sure. The bottom
Exactly. Is this just happier salespeople, or are we talking real business growth?
$1 million question, right? And the data on coaching is pretty clear on this.
Yeah.
Their announcement, they mentioned this study. Companies with formal coaching programs,
Okay.
they hit their sales quotas 91% of the time,
Wow.
compared to just 43% for those without. Huge difference.
91 versus 43. Yeah, those are some serious numbers.
Right.
Shows how important good coaching is.
Absolutely. And what's exciting about this podcast coach thing, it's got the potential
Yep.
to make that level of coaching available to way more people, more companies.
I like the sound of that.
Imagine every salesperson, no matter their experience, where they are,
Right.
having that personalized support, helping them crush it.
It's like democratizing coaching, making it available to everyone.
Exactly.
I can definitely see why this is causing a stir. It's not just about keeping up with the latest tricks. It's
Right.
about a whole new way of approaching how we learn and grow professionally. It really makes you think.
It really does.
This whole podcast coach thing,
Yeah.
what if it's just the beginning? Like, what if it's the start of a whole new era in how we think about learning and growing, professionally?
It's a really interesting thought, isn't it?
Yeah.
Imagine a world where, like, professional development,
Right.
it's not stuck in those stuffy conference rooms
Total.
or chained to a computer screen.
The worst.
What if learning could just, like, seamlessly weave itself into our lives?
Okay, I like where you're going with this.
You're grabbing your coffee,
Yeah.
walking the dog, those little pockets of downtime
Right.
become these, like, mini learning opportunities.
I'm picturing myself learning new negotiation tactics while I'm like waiting for the bus or something. Turn those wasted minutes into something valuable.
Exactly. And think about it. This goes way beyond sales.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
I mean, what about doctors? Getting those real-time research updates during their commute.
Oh, I like that.
Teachers getting personalized advice on, like, how to connect with different types of learners.
It's brilliant.
Possibilities are kind of endless when you think about it.
It's like having a personal mentor whispering in your ear wherever you go.
Exactly. Always there to guide you.
I love it. But okay, let's bring it back to our listeners for a sec.
Yeah, for sure.
The promo products world, what's the one thing you really want them to remember from all of this?
For
Yeah.
me, it's this. How we learn, it's changing fast. And the people who get ahead of that, those are the ones who are going to win.
Absolutely.
This podcast coach, it's a perfect example
It really is.
of how we can use tech to make learning, like, truly personalized,
Yeah.
engaging, and actually effective.
It's not about just keeping up. It's about leveling up.
Exactly. Becoming, like, a more confident,
Yeah.
more capable, more adaptable professional.
Love that. That's something we should all be striving for.
100%, no matter where you are in your career.
Couldn't agree more. So, till next time, folks, keep those ears open,
Keep learning.
keep exploring new ways to grow, and who knows?
You never know.
You might just stumble on your next big aha moment, maybe on your next coffee break.
Exactly. You just never know.
Amazing. Thanks for diving in with me today.
Always a pleasure.